recipes. Some of the most elaborate things that people think are very easy to create. Everyone is always looking for the best recipe, whether it be for their favorite dinner or just a snack that they're going to have, or maybe even a drink. Since chocolate chip cookies have been popularized, there have been people who have looked for this perfect recipe. While there may not be a perfect cookie, as that is very subjective, after baking with 4 generations of my family, as well as other friends and their families, I've picked up on some of the hidden pieces that make a cookie amazing, and the different amounts that you would put into a cookie. I can tell that while you're watching this, you're already thinking about that grandma's cookie that right out of the oven was perfect, tasted like home. This cookie, way better, and I can guarantee that. Today, we will first discuss the ingredients that you will need in order to bake these cookies, how to mix and prepare the dough, and then how to bake them in the oven. First, you will need to get your area set up. So this is my workspace I'm working. Make sure it is all clean, and please wash your hands before baking. I will personally call the health code department on you if you do not. It is disgusting not washing your hands, getting all your germs on other people's food. For the ingredients, however, getting past that, I have the exact list here. So it's going to be 1 cup of unsalted butter, which equates to 2 sticks, half a cup of light brown sugar. We have a 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 2 large eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 box of my secret ingredient, which I'm not going to reveal yet, 2 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And for preparation, I have my pan, and I also have my spatula, whisk, and measuring cups. So, without further ado, let's get baking. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our 2 sticks of butter, and we're going to toss them both into the bowl. We're then going to take our whisk and beat down the butter as much as we can until it is, quite frankly, in like a little puddle. Alright, so afterwards, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of regular sugar. And we are going to also add a half cup of brown sugar. And we're going to stir that up as well. So I'm using just some basic old Kroger eggs, but we're going to go ahead and add 2 into there. Alright, and once you get those eggs in there, we're just going to go ahead and mix and mix and mix. Alright, for the next step, we are going to go ahead and add 2/3 cups of flour. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and mix that. Alright, we're going to do the final pieces of ingredients now. So, batter should be looking like this. Real fluffy and everything. So we're going to go ahead and add a half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to also go for a teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to also do a teaspoon worth of vanilla extract. And finally, for the secret ingredient, we've got instant pudding. Now, I only could find the family size, so we're only going to add about 1/3 of it. Alright, after adding all those ingredients, we're just going to go ahead and mix it once again. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add some chocolate chips to the mix. Personally, it's all up to you how many chocolate chips you add. Depends on how much of a sweet tooth you have. However, this is about the amount I add. I kind of wing it. Usually, the recipe says like 2 cups, but I feel like with chocolate chips, it's better to go off the eye. Just don't give yourself too much. And there's our cookie dough. Alright, now we're one step closer to finally getting our sweet treat. Let's get those cookies on the tray. Alright, so the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to lay out our parchment paper on the tray. We're going to go ahead and put the cookie dough down on our tray. I'm using the spoon I used earlier. If not, you can use like a half cup of the measuring cups. So, I'm going to scoop out a decent little amount and drop it down on there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put the cookie dough on the tray into the oven. Always be careful of it being hot. It's always suggested that you put it on the middle rack to avoid one side overcooking. And there we go. We're going to wait about 10-12 minutes. Make sure you check on your cookies to see if they're golden brown. When they are, they're ready to get taken out. Alright, you can keep them on the pan or you can put them onto either like a cooling rack or another plate, but you're going to want to let them cool for about 45 minutes, and then once they're finally cooled, the best part, you're ready to eat. Hopefully this explained the different steps to making these amazing gooey cookies through gathering the ingredients, mixing them up, and baking them into making the final product. With the addition of the pudding mix, I think it fluffs the cookie up. It makes it more satisfying to eat, just in general, giving it that softness that you usually wouldn't get in a cookie where it would be crunchier. This gives you the hard end as well as the gooey inside. When you go to think about that cookie that I was talking in the beginning about grandma, where you made it with her, or you watched her make it and you were like, wow, this is amazing, I hope you eat this cookie, and you're like, wow, grandma's second. Cheers.